Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Warriors Stephen Curry refutes Steve Kerr's tired statement amid shooting woes. Stephen Curry isn't making any excuses for his recent shooting woes. The Golden State Warriors fell to the Denver Nuggets on Sunday, 119-103. What made this recent game painful for Golden State was how they built and squandered a 16-point lead during the second quarter. As the final buzzer sounded, Stephen Curry and company collected their seventh straight loss to the Nuggets. Following the game, Warriors head coach Steve Kerr mentioned that Curry has been looking tired as of late. "Steph has looked tired to me, in the last couple of games," Kerr said, per The Athletic's Anthony Slater. "The All-Star game stuff, not getting much of a break, 3 games in 4 nights, so he looks a little tired, but this is all part of the season." Curry finished Sunday's game with 20 points, going 6-0 F-19, 31.6% from the field. He only made 1 out of his 10 three-pointers and finished with a -22+ rating. Additionally, the 2-time MVP has been shooting quietly as of late. In 3 of the Warriors' last 4 games, Curry's field goal percentage was below 36%. Still, the 4-time champion isn't making excuses. When it was his turn to speak to the media, Curry refuted any idea of him being tired. "No," Curry replied when asked if he felt fatigued. "It's why they're called averages. You've got the highs and the lows of it. The standard that you set when you don't meet it, there are questions. Are your legs tired? No, you just miss shots and you keep shooting. It's part of the nature of being available and playing every game. And keep shooting he will." Stephen Curry looks to bounce back when the Warriors face the Washington Wizards on Tuesday. The Golden State Warriors fell to the Denver Nuggets on Sunday night, and star point guard Steph Curry struggled from the field. Finishing with 20 points on June 19 from the field and 1 out of 10 from deep, Curry really struggled with his shot, and Warriors head coach Steve Kerr said after the game that he is looking a bit fatigued. The Warriors are in a tough spot, because while this is the time of the year when aging stars often look for rest games, Golden State doesn't have the luxury of sending out anything but their best every night. Trying to climb out of the play-in picture, or at least get to the top of the play-in bracket, the Warriors need every win they can get. Speaking with the media after the game, Curry shot down the idea that he is fatigued, and also shared some perspective on his recent shooting slump. Sometimes it is as simple as missed and made shots. For Curry, he doesn't feel that fatigue has contributed to his shooting slump, and seems confident that he will snap out of it without needing a game off. The Warriors may still opt to give Curry a rest game soon, but they will have to be strategic about when they decide to do that, since every game is crucial from now until the end of the season. Steve Kerr breaks down Warriors' 16-point collapse in loss to Nuggets. Steve Kerr gets 100% real here on what caused the Warriors' downfall against the Nuggets. Head coach Steve Kerr didn't hold back in explaining what went wrong for the Golden State Warriors in their 16-point first-half collapse against the Denver Nuggets on Sunday. The Warriors got off to a great start against Nikola Jokic and company, with Klay Thompson exploding for a 16-point first quarter to give the Dubs a 36-30 lead heading into the second frame. Golden State went up by as much as 16 points in the second quarter, taking a 56-40 lead and appearing to be on their way to a dominant victory. However, the advantage didn't last long. After the Warriors scored 61 with a little over 3 minutes to play, they failed to notch a point for the rest of the period. The Nuggets then went on a 14-0 run to tie the game at 61-61 at halftime. When asked about the Warriors allowing the Nuggets to stage such massive run in the second quarter, Kerr was critical of his team and admitted there were at least 2 or 3 possessions that they failed to get organized and became stagnant. The Dubs tactician shared that it affected their flow and rhythm, causing the start of their downfall. "It was certainly a forgettable display from Steve Kerr and the Warriors. They could have probably escaped with a W had it been against a team that is not in the top 4 in the league, but unfortunately, they were up against the reigning NBA champions. The Nuggets smelled blood and took advantage of it. Denver went on to beat Golden State by 16, with Nikola Jokic finishing off with a monster triple-double of 32 points, 16 rebounds, and 16 assists, along with 4 steals and 1 block. Hopefully, the Warriors learned their lesson. With just a few games left on the year, they can't really afford to blow out leads like they did Sunday. Jayson Tatum will leave the Celtics. The Celtics have built an incredible team around Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They are perennial contenders in the Eastern Conference and could be on their way to a second straight NBA Finals appearance. Despite this, there are rumors that Jaylen Brown could leave via trade or free agency in 2024. With his co-star going elsewhere, there is some concern that Tatum will follow suit and ask to leave. However, this may not be the case after all. They've done nothing but make Jayson Tatum feel welcome there, make him feel like he's part of a line that goes back to Bill Russell, John Havlicek, Sam Jones, Larry Bird, Paul Pierce, all the greats of the Celtics, an anonymous NBA GM told Heavy. As long as they keep winning, I don't think you're going to hear anything negative from Tatum about wanting out. Jayson Tatum is undoubtedly the Boston Celtics' biggest star, and that could be part of the reason why Brown is considering leaving in 2024. Losing him in free agency would be disastrous, as the Celtics would lose a great talent for practically nothing. And if they don't want to lose Brown without a return, they'll have to make a trade this offseason. But it appears that no matter what they decide, Tatum is content knowing he is the main player in Boston. He's good enough to be a number 1 option for half the teams in the league, and maybe he wants that challenge. There was some talk about Jaylen in Houston. He could go to Houston and take over the team and be the face of the franchise. The Rockets would love that, the anonymous GM said. Jaylen Brown is at an interesting point in his career, and it will be exciting to see the decisions he makes going forward. The Celtics will certainly want to keep Brown, but if it becomes clear they won't be able to, at least they'll be able to make their moves, knowing they have their star player, Jayson Tatum, committed and safe. Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown will continue to be 2 important players in the NBA, and Celtics fans will be eager to see how the situation plays out in the coming years. Those who already have an eye on Tatum is the Warriors, who have already declared the league's interest in the player. If he become a free agent, the Warriors will certainly try to exchange him. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation about Jayson Tatum? Leave your opinion in the comments.